Knox had always considered himself a careful person. He double-checked his emails, proofread his texts, and never, ever sent messages to the wrong person. That is, until the night everything changed. It was a Thursday evening, and Knox was sprawling on his couch, half watching a documentary about deep-sea creatures while texting his friend Marcus about their weekend plans. His fingers flew across the screen as he typed, "Come to my place around 8. Got pizza and that new game you wanted to try." He hit send without looking at the recipient's name. The message whooshed away into the digital void, and Knox returned his attention to a particularly fascinating anglerfish on his television screen. Exactly 3 seconds later, there was a knock at his door. Knox frowned. That was impossibly fast. Marcus lived across town, at least 20 minutes away even with no traffic. He glanced at his phone, his stomach dropping as he realized his mistake. The message hadn't gone to Marcus M., it had gone to Alexa M., his neighbor from apartment 4B. He'd only added her number last week after she'd helped him carry groceries up the stairs. She was beautiful in an unusual way, with silver blonde hair that seemed to shimmer under different lights and eyes that were just a shade too violet to be natural contacts. She was also incredibly private, polite to the point of being formal, and Knox had been working up the courage to actually have a real conversation with her. And now he'd accidentally invited her over like some kind of creep. The knock came again, more insistent this time. Knox stumbled to the door, mentally rehearsing his apology. He'd explain it was a mistake, maybe laugh it off awkwardly, and then retreat into his apartment to die of embarrassment in private. He opened the door, and there stood Alexa, looking exactly as composed as always in a simple silver dress that seemed to catch the hallway light in strange ways. She wasn't even breathing hard, as if she'd simply materialized outside his door rather than climbed for flights of stairs. "You summoned me," she said, her voice melodic but strangely formal. "I came immediately, as requested." "I what?" "No, I mean, yes, but it was an accident," Knox stammered. "I meant to text my friend Marcus." "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to bother you." Alexa tilted her head, studying him with those unusual violet eyes. "An accident? You did not wish for my presence." "No. I mean, not that I don't want." Knox took a breath, trying to organize his thoughts. "I just didn't mean to send that message to you. You don't have to stay or anything." Something flickered across Alexa's face, disappointment, maybe, or confusion. She glanced past him into his apartment, where the pizza boxes sat on the coffee table and his gaming console was still set up from the previous night. "I see," she said slowly. "Your customs are still confusing to me. When someone issues an invitation, I assumed, wait, customs?" Knox interrupted. "What do you mean?" Alexa's eyes widened slightly, as if she'd said something she shouldn't have. A faint luminescence seemed to pulse beneath her skin, barely visible but definitely there. Knox took an involuntary step back. "You're not human," he whispered. It wasn't a question. Suddenly, everything made sense, the way she moved too gracefully, how she never seemed to use the elevator, the strange shimmer of her hair, those impossible eyes, the way she'd arrived at his door in 3 seconds flat. Alexa straightened her shoulders, her expression becoming neutral, almost resigned. "No, I am not. My species has been observing Earth for quite some time. I was sent to live among you, to understand your ways. I apologize for the deception." Knox's mind raced. He should be terrified, shouldn't he? Or calling someone, though. Who exactly did you call about an alien neighbor? Instead, he found himself genuinely curious. "How did you get here so fast?" he asked. Alexa gestured vaguely. "Spatial compression. I can manipulate short distances, fold them. It is why I chose the apartment in this building, proximity to various human subjects for observation." She paused. "That sounds more sinister than intended." "I simply mean I wanted to learn." "And the text message? On my world, a direct summons is significant. When I received your communication, I interpreted it as an invitation to finally interact beyond our brief hallway encounters. I was pleased." She looked down. "I have found humans difficult to approach. You all seem to know intricate social rules that I struggle to understand." Knox felt a laugh bubbling up in his chest, absurd and genuine. Here was an alien capable of bending space, and she was nervous about social interactions. It was oddly endearing. "Well," he said, stepping aside and gesturing into his apartment. "The invitation was an accident, but you're here now. Want to come in? I do actually have pizza, and I could probably explain some of those confusing human customs." Alexa's face transformed with a smile that was entirely genuine, and that strange luminescence pulsed brighter beneath her skin. "I would like that very much." As she stepped into his apartment, Knox closed the door behind them, his mind already filling with 1,000 questions. This was definitely not how he'd expected his Thursday evening to go. But as Alexa settled onto his couch with careful, studied casualness, he decided that accidentally texting an alien neighbor might be the best mistake he'd ever made. "So," Knox said, grabbing plates for the pizza, "Question 1. Do aliens actually eat pizza? Or am I about to make this really awkward?" Alexa's laugh sounded like wind chimes. "We can eat most human food. Though I must warn you, I have been told my opinions on pineapple as a topping are considered controversial." Knox grinned. Maybe they weren't so different after all.